Wilson Rouse from Black Film and TV. Hello, folks. How's it going?
Very well, thank you.
So
Good.
here we are. Obviously, another Agatha Christie, latest film series. Here we go. For you, David, it's the first time I've seen a Black lead detective in a way. A young one at that. So what's that feeling like to be helming the charge of an Agatha Christie story?
It's awesome, man. It's definitely a first, and it feels amazing just to be able to bring some new energy to it, and yeah, just put a spin on it.
And for you, Morfydd, obviously I've seen the different projects you've done. What went into saying yes to taking on this one?
I think I'd grown up kind of watching Agatha Christie's with my family and stuff. I also listened to lots of the Miss Marple audiobooks and just find the way she kind of writes people very funny. She sees us in all our ridiculousness. And also wonderful cast. I was really excited that David was in it, and there's lots of other wonderful people in it. So it's a chance to be part of a great team.
Mm-hmm. Had you read this particular story to know that you already knew the ending beforehand? Or you were just excited, like, okay, I know what role I'm playing. At least I know I'm sticking around to the end. For you, this is for Morfydd, not for David, because we know his character sticks around.
I wasn't with this particular Agatha Christie, so it was really fun to read it, and it was also fun because Fitzwilliam is kind of a detective I wasn't familiar with, so it was really nice to kind of go into it with no idea really. And yeah, it's fun. She got me right until the end. Miss Christie, didn't know who it was.
Now, if David wasn't playing Fitzwilliam, then we would have a betting pool as far as what scene would he go out in? But as they say, that we like to say, when you're the one BP, you stick around. Where I'm going with that.
I do.
So, but this story is obviously different from the book because your character is younger than the one in the book. So that's a whole different take of it, as far as what the writer and the director Minos wanted to put you in. So what did you get from Minos' direction to help you out play this role?
Well, so much. It wasn't just Minos, it was a lovely writer, Sean, as well. And, we had the best production team. Look, I wasn't interested in doing a piece that was just diverse for the sake of it. I wanted to, if it was going to be a Black Fitzwilliam, I wanted to make sure that he was legit. He was someone coming over from Africa and trying to find his way. So that was important to me. And Mimi really, we didn't hold anything back. It's like it was exactly as it would have been at that time, being a Black person in a predominantly white village. So that was it was a lot of firsts, but you embrace that. I like a bit of a risk, so that's fun.
How would you best describe Bridget? She seems like someone who's kind of lost, but doesn't mind helping out Luke because she sort of wants to get entangled into everything that's going on.
Yeah, I find Bridget really funny. She's very kind of realistic about her prospects, sorry about this, and what's going on, what the limits of her life are really. And so she finds this very rich but quite tameable man, and kind of thinks that's the best of her lot really, and she's kind of made the most out of it. And then obviously she meets Fitzwilliam, and he challenges lots of her thoughts and ideas about the world and who she is and who she'd want to be. So it was really fun to play her. She's very competent as well. It's a nice holiday for myself because I don't think I'd be as competent as her in a village where everyone's being murdered.
Unlike other novels from Agatha, this one has a little bit of romance on there that you don't quite often see. And so, not to say any spoilers, but obviously you guys have a lot of scenes together. What was the chemistry like? Did you guys know each other beforehand, or did you guys, work it out during production?
I knew of David. I thought Riley was amazing, so I was just like, "Yay! Can't wait!" And I knew that he'd be wonderful.
And I knew, and likewise, I knew of Morfydd from St. Maud's, which I think is just an amazing film, and she's an amazing actress. So beyond that, I was just excited to work with her.
Mm-hmm. What's your takeaway when you do a series like this? You know, you guys worked on other projects. You know, you're working with different people, whether it's the writers, directors. You know, so when you take on different roles, you're still learning the craft. So when you finish this, you go back to doing whatever's next for you guys. Is there anything you take away from doing this series that you may have learned that's maybe new for you as a technique, skill set wise, that you can carry on forward? David?
Absolutely, yeah, man. You know, listen, I still feel very new to all of this. If I'm honest with you, you know, the fact that I'm getting a lot of things through and people wanting to work with me is crazy. But for me, you know, I always try and keep 10 toes down, and what that means to me is, you know, you're learning on the job. You're learning, every single one is different, and you're learning something new. For this particular one, I just learned so much about. You know, I had so much to do, so I just didn't. You know, Luke doesn't stop talking, man. So there was a lot. There's something that you have to do as an actor when you're like pulling a story together. Being, I guess, quote unquote, a leading man. That was something new, not new, but interesting. You know, I learned something about that.
And on from that, I think I learned a lot from David in that way. Like, as you said, David was just on all the time. There was no rest for him at all. And he handled himself with such grace, which is like a wonderful leader of the cast, really. And that's just great to see.
What's the atmosphere, and you know, when you're working with an ensemble, you know, and you know, you have to come in and do your things, and not all scenes are back to back. They shoot out a sequence, you know, but you have to get back in there, and you know, you need that script supervisor to remind you what you did last, you know. Yeah. How is it for you, Morfydd, you know, when you're dealing with ensemble like the dinner scene?
Yeah, like it is tricky, like knowing kind of where you are, because also it's fast paced and a lot of people die. So kind of you're really, really indebted to your continuity person, because they kind of give you this like quick debrief before everything happens. I think the thing that I found very challenging about this was we had so many funny actors that we were working with, and lots of scenes are quite extreme and stuff. So it was just trying to like not corpse, not laugh, which kind of Matthew Bainton, Mark Bonner, you know, they make that very difficult because they are so funny.
They are so funny. Like genuinely, Morfydd's nailing it, because we you know, it's got, like, you're right, it's got a structure to it, but we were just surrounded by actors who, just my favorite kind of actors, who were just loose.
Yeah.
So they just find ways to like break the form, and we're just like, oh,
yeah,
damn, you know what I mean? Like it was great.
You know, David, you know, I always say there's a lot of product on TV now, you know, whether it's streaming, whether it's cable, whether you're still going to the theaters or so forth, you know, so it's about marketing, you know. I know this is already played, but it's now coming out on BritBox. What's going to get an audience to watch this? You know, obviously the sell is Agatha Christie. We walk in there and says, okay, you know, either you're trying to play the game as to who actually is the murderer. You know, it's always the case, you know, and we know it's not going to be you, because at least I can say the brother's sticking around to the end, you know. But you know, but outside of that, what is the selling point to telling people it's a new Agatha Christie story coming out?
Well, you know what, hand on my heart, and I mean this, I'm really bad at, like, you know, telling lies, even though I'm an actor. I really believe that this is something new all round. You know, this is a first. It's the first time Agatha Christie's had a black lead. You know, that's big for all of us. You know, not just people of the black community, but the whole people who just love drama and murder mysteries. I think that's one. And number two, I think that, you know, having someone like Morfydd in the cast, Penelope Wilton, it's just got a brilliant cast behind it, and who aren't going to play by the rules. I don't think any of us are like safe actors. So I think if people want to see it kind of get, you know, turned around in a different way, then they should watch this. Otherwise, you know, do you?
A very charming leading man.
And before I let you go, I'm going to throw this out there. Morfydd, you know, when do we get season 2?
So season 2 is filmed, and at some point will be coming out.
And David, is industry coming back or not?
It is, but I'm not. I'm away from it now. But it will be great.
Either way, we'll be looking forward to seeing whatever your next project may be before your day jobs come back and so forth. So it was a pleasure speaking to you both. Take care of yourselves wherever you're at, and stay safe.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.